I'm trying to get a thumbnail right now. Peace, my friends. We back with another video. I hope everybody's having a peaceful wake up, a glorious day. I'm here to chat yet again about what I'm not sure. I always go into these videos not entirely sure what I want to talk about and just letting whatever needs to be channeled through me, either for myself or for somebody else that needs to hear this. We're just gonna let it flow on out. I really resonate with the archetype of the insane artist. And what I mean by that is when you think of famous artists, one of my favorite artists is a lot of people's favorite artist. It's Basquiat. Reason I like him is his painting style is just so unique, and he had so much symbolism in his paintings. Like every single little squiggle, every single little barbed wire, everything that he put in his paintings was all symbolic of something he was feeling, and then it came all together into this like messy, beautiful thing. And that's why I love his work. But I say all that to say, like, a lot of these types of artists were insane in a sense. Like, a lot of them were very depressed, a lot of them felt out of tune with their lives, they just felt insane. And I'm not saying that I'm really depressed or insane in that type of sense. What I mean though is I feel the insane archetype of being a little bit outcasted from the world. And I know some people that don't fully resonate might listen to this and be like, girl, what? Like you fit right in. Like, what are you talking about? But inside, I'm a little quirky. I'm a little hocus pocus. I'm a little spooky ooky. And I feel like it's something that I've tried to shut down a lot of my life because it doesn't really fit in. Honestly, it really doesn't. Like, it's not what people think is cool. Honestly, I will say though, it's becoming cooler to be spooky ooky and be like different, but it wasn't, okay? It was not in high school and middle school, and it wasn't really until like, honestly, I didn't really feel comfortable with it until I moved to Atlanta and realized there's a lot of creatives that feel the same way, but it's not really cool mainstream. And it's something I've really struggled with all my life, and I think because I was trying to push it down so much, that's why I could not figure out what my art was. I used to call my best friend like sad and feeling unfulfilled because I loved art and I always known I was creative. I spoke about this literally a few videos ago, but I didn't know what my art was, what I resonated with, what I wanted to spend my time doing. Like, I literally have a guitar, a saxophone, a violin, paint, sewing machine, books. I tried every hobby. Like, I tried every hobby, and a lot of them I love to do. I love music, I love roller skating, things I love, but they didn't feel like the one that I would really like take my time and really sit with and really want to do for hours. It just wasn't that for me, and it left me feeling so unfulfilled for the longest time. And it wasn't until recently when I finally started tapping into that part of myself, which, to be honest, I want to say was helped by a couple of things. My move to Atlanta and being surrounded by creatives, feeling almost fed up with that feeling of feeling unfulfilled, that I had to start figuring it out. And a shrooms trip. I took shrooms on New Year's and I felt so spooky ooky hocus pocus. I was channeling this elder wisdom. It was actually insane. Honestly, y'all, it was really insane. But after that, I felt more comfortable being this person that I am, and it allowed me to finally realize what my art is. But with that being said, I feel like I really discovered what those things are for me, and right now they're really painting and sewing. It brings me so much peace. Yesterday, I sewed a top to this outfit I'm working on, which I am so proud. This is the first time I've made a full outfit. This is the first outfit I've literally ever sewn myself. I did the whole thing. The top piece was off the dome. I literally was just making it up as I went. I felt so still in my mind. I have an active mind, and if you resonate at all with anything I'm saying, then you also have an active mind. You're probably a person that never stops thinking, never stops judging others and yourself. And not judging in like a bully way, but just judging, like always having a reflection on everything that's going on. And when I sew, it slows and it feels less intense. Same with painting, it slows it down for me. They just both bring me a lot of peace. They feel very creative, and honestly, I've always felt connected to like classical arts. I think painting and sewing are very classical. I feel like everything is an art. That's kind of what I live my life by, is that feeling that everything's an art. It's like a motto I resonate with. That's why I have a tattoo on my neck, like, I'm art, you're art, everything's art. Yes. But I feel like I always resonated with classical arts, and I struggled to figure out which ones really meant something to me. And it feels so freeing, and I feel like I'm really discovering myself and my inner world by finally being connected to my art. And it's so funny because I literally have a brand called Heal the Artists that I started when I moved to Atlanta. And it's like, that's like the goal of it. And it's so funny because I knew I knew it would work. I knew that it would challenge me as well, but I didn't think it would be so literal. And now I'm trying to tap into how I discovered this exactly so that I can host events that help other people discover this, because it's leaving me to feel the most, like literally the happiest I've ever been. Like I genuinely feel so connected to myself that it makes me feel so joyous, so content, just so at peace with the chaos that once was in my life. Everything's not perfect. Everything is not perfect. Like I saw a lot of chaos going on. I'm still very confused. But we're getting there through the art. The art is bringing me this stillness, this internal understanding that I had to find and give to myself. It's so funny because, like I've been saying this entire video, I've been knowing that I was creative. I knew I loved art. Like I had this tatted on my neck before I ever discovered what my favorite modalities were. And it's so funny because art is so important. It is so important. It is so important. And I feel like we don't understand that as a world. I was gonna say as a society in America, that too, but really a world, like we don't understand the importance of art, that it is a spiritual practice to be creative and to alchemize ideas from your mind, the 2D to the world, the 3D. And it is so important to practice that, and it is so important to be in tune with that sacral chakra and be in tune with that creativity. I mean, we are creation, are we not? Like we as human beings are creation, so it is our birth-given right to create as creation. I could preach about this forever, but creativity is so important. And that's really why I wanted to dive into Heal the Artist, because it's like, for people that are not connected to their creativity and don't know which art makes them feel safe and seen and heard and understood by themselves, you feel so disconnected. That's how I felt my entire life. And I'm actually getting emotional because I felt like that my entire life, literally until like a month ago. It's like saving me in a sense. Like it's why I spoke about the insane artist archetype, because these artists that feel insane, they feel sane through their art. They can put it into their work, they can put it into their creativity, and it saves them, it helps them, it makes them feel something understood, it makes them feel seen on a canvas or in an outfit, however it is. And that's just why it's so important. And Heal the Artist is meant to connect artists deeper with themselves and also to each other, so that other people that feel the same way can meet other people that feel the same way, come to my events, and then focus on how to feel deeply connected to themselves. There is an Atlanta-based community. If you're in Atlanta and happen to see this video, I do have an event coming up on March 29th called the Artist Playdate. It's only $5. It's very inexpensive. I try to keep it inexpensive to keep it as open to as many people as possible. It just depends on the event, the supplies I'm giving. Luckily for this one, I can make it relatively inexpensive. So I hope that I also can take the time to dive deeper into what Heal the Artist means to me and how it's helping me, so that I can give that back out. I think something that I was starting to struggle with Heal the Artist is I'm so judgmental of myself and so hard on myself, that being in Atlanta, it's such a lovely place to be because you're surrounded by creatives, but it also, if you let it, which I started to let it at first, it can definitely feel very intimidating because there's so many people here that do similar things. It's a world of creatives and artists here, and there's a lot of people that host creativity events and have creativity communities, and I came in here thinking Heal the Artist was such a good idea, come to realize there's a lot of people doing similar things, and it became really hard for me to like trust the process, I guess. It still is. I'm still actually working through that as we speak. But I'm trying to remember that even if like 2 people come to my event, they wanted to come, and that also gives me the opportunity to spend more time with them individually. Maybe they needed that one-on-one interaction. Who knows? And even as I'm saying that, it's really hard for me to still feel proud of myself if like, I don't have 100 people come out to my thing. But like, everything happens for a reason, I guess. It's something that I'm trying to remember. Yeah, I was comparing myself a lot to the other creativity communities, but I think I need to just let that go and sit with what I can do to really help artists feel deeply connected to themselves and to others. That is my goal with my creativity community. And I think that it's a lot of people's goals, but it's really my mission, I guess. And that's kind of what's going to set me apart. I hope, maybe. I really want to help people feel deeply connected to whatever it is they want to do. And if they don't know, I want to help them find it. And I have ideas for that. It's going to be a lot of work, but I'm hoping that the stillness that I've been that I've been bringing into my life through my own peace, through my art, is going to help me have the energy and the mental capacity and the spiritual capacity to put more effort into my events and to really dive deeper into how we can help the artists of the world. And even just young artists too. I want to create spaces where families feel comfortable. That's like my dream, is to have a family come to my event, you bring their kids, because it starts as a child, right? An artist is a child is the most radical, a child is the most like glorious artist. Like they are the most imaginative being on earth, is a child. And so I really want children to be able to come out and feel like art is important at a young age, and so they never lose that importance as they grow up and as the world starts to become intense and they have to start working, going to school, and all the things happen in life that happen in life. I want them to feel like art is a non-negotiable. Like at the end of the day, I have to make time for the art, because I'm just now learning that, and I think it would have saved me a lot growing up if I would have tapped into this earlier. So yeah, that's a little spiel about me. Art is very important. I hope eventually I get to a place where I can really be doing art full time. I don't even fully know what that means yet. Honestly, I don't. It probably is a mix of stuff like this, video, painting, sewing, my events. I don't know what else. We'll see. I love art. I love all arts. Even though painting and sewing are my main things right now, I still eventually want to get back into music. I love music. I hope to be in my 30s playing saxophone at a jazz club or something. I don't know, but I want to be doing art full time. So I'm hoping that eventually that'll pan out for me. Fingers crossed. And I hope that if that's also your dream, it pans out for you, because we need more artists in the world. Artists are the revolution. I went to this open mic once and they said that art is the fun part of the revolution, and I agree. It's needed, friends. It's needed. So I hope you dive deeper into your art if you hear this message, and that's all I have to say today. Peace.